Good afternoon, this is Stormcastle. Or actually, good evening, I should say, this is Stormcastle. And I want to talk about this book here, Crisis on Infinite Earths number 4. You might hear a storm going on, and you might hear my dogs bark, just to let you know they are afraid of storms. But this is going to be a shorter video. But it's going to be longer than short, but not as long as some of my other videos. Anyways, this is the comic that actually inspired me to start collecting DC comics regularly, besides just the Marvel books. I've talked about that Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man number 85, which drew me in with Marvel, but I was at the Dairy Mart and I was picking up some comics. I picked up some Spider-Man books and some things. Went to the racks. This is not the original book that I had, by the way. And I saw this. And I didn't know what it was about. I mean, I saw this, 50-page, 12-part maxi series. This is at the end of the world's Crisis on Infinite Earths, issue 4. I didn't know who Marv Wolfman or George Perez were, or Mike DeCarlo. None of that. I had no... But I saw this cover and I was like, oh my god. That is amazing. So I went out and got the book. Probably should have already had this out. And opened it up, and it starts off with Supergirl looking over the city. And there's this white cloud, and I don't know what. I mean, it's on here. Over here it says, thanks to Amazing Heroes, best books, 10 books, 1984. Swamp Thing, John the Sable, American Flag, Teen Titans, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Blue Devil, Atari Force, Dark Strange, Power Pack. Honestly, I can't believe the Power Pack was picked. It was Atari Force. I was like, what is Atari Force? Blue Devil. I mean, but I looked and I was like, oh my god, this is... And the more I got into this, I looked at this art, got in the story. I know who Supergirl was. I saw her in the movie. I knew who Batman Craig was. I knew who Batgirl was. I saw Yvonne Craig as Batgirl. Watched the original Batman stuff, but I got all this here, and like, what is all this stuff going on? And these characters here, who are brand new just for the story, for me, they could have been long-time characters I never even saw. I did not know. We have Pariah phasing out this Monitor guy. And the more and more I got into this, I spent 75 cents. I just bought it as a lark. Had a little bit of extras. I was picking my regular books. I was getting my black raspberry slushie. And the more and more I got into it, like, oh, Red Tornado, I think I know him. I remember seeing him in a Justice League thing in Firestorm. I knew Firestorm because, he was on the Superpowers cartoon, the Challenge of the Super Friends stuff. But the rest is like, no idea. And more I got to the storyline, not knowing who this was, and I could, even somebody unenlightened in the comics of what was going on in the DC stuff, I could feel the tension, this antimatter cloud, and all the stuff going on. I knew Sergeant Rock and G.I. Combat. One of my friends, his brothers got these, and when I go and visit, hang out at their house, I'd read the old G.I. Combat and Sergeant Rock books, The Unknown Soldier. I knew all that stuff. But I was looking at this. And, I mean, I didn't even match, so I can move stuff around, but the more and more. And then he's dead, and I didn't know. I had no idea. And, of course, you get this entire fade to the end. You get to the final panel, and you have the question, to be continued? And I didn't know more. So, next day I got on my bike and went to the home run shop that used to be in Cranston, Rhode Island. Used to be in Park Street. Guys did comics and cards. They had a old guy in there. There was always some people in there smoking. Wasn't always probably the best there. And I found the first 3 issues of Crisis on Infinite Earths, and I read them, and I was like, and then more and more I'd pick up more DC books. You know, fell in love with the Justice League. DC's, you know, the DC version of the Avengers, or well, actually, the Avengers is the Marvel version of the Justice League. But in my mind, because, you know, I started mostly with Marvel books first. Well, started seriously collecting Marvel books. I had no more, and I got more over the years. And I've read DC books for years. I'm a Justice League fan. Martian Manhunter is my favorite DC hero. But I think back to this. And like I said, I remember going in, looking at Spinner Rack, and saying, who is this guy? What is going on? Picking it up. Kind of missed the newsstand, the Spinner Racks at the convenience stores, because I think honestly if they brought them back, they put some modern books on the Spinner Racks, kids would come in, they go to buy their candy or soda or ice cream or whatever they're in there grabbing. They might look over and see some interesting comic and want to know, what is that story about? So, anyways, if you'd like the video, comment if you like the comment, subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. I'd like to hear your thoughts about it. You know, what was the DC book that you saw, or heck, even the Marvel book that you saw on a Spinner Rack? Do you think they should bring back Spinner Racks in convenience stores and stuff? Feels kind of like a lost thing. I want to buy a Spinner Rack. But anyways, this is Stormcastle. Just wanted to share off a memory of something that made me look more. Eventually, you know, I read Swamp Thing and Sandman and Suicide Squad and all the other lovely ass books. Well, I mean, at one point I picked up like every Batman and Superman title in the late 80s and through the 90s. All the Justice League books and everything. And I kind of miss some of the older books. But anyways, you know, comment if you remember these things. If you miss Spinner Racks. And have a good one.